So so this today, as this live stream comes out, but not when you're seeing this video later, is the 25th anniversary of the premiere of the first episode of Cow and Chicken. And what better way to celebrate that by reviewing the pilot that aired in 1995. But I'll say this on Cow and Chicken. I remember watching it. I was watching Cartoon Network, but as I was getting older, it's like I was never sure what to do, like comics and cartoon wise, and what was cool and what I wanted to do and what I wanted to watch and things like that. One time I turned on Cartoon Network and watched Cow and Chicken and went, what the fuck is this? And I got so obsessed with it, I literally, I'm not joking, I bought a videotape and had like a 6-hour tape of Cow and Chicken. Like the tape was just Cow and Chicken. And I just kept taping tons of Cow and Chicken. And I kept that tape because I kept going like, dude, this show is insane right now. And rewatching it now, I was still like, what the fuck is this show? Like it is a weird show. It's not on HBO Max. I don't even think like modern TV would find this appropriate for kids. Because like this pilot, which I have seen this before actually. I don't think I saw it. I did see a lot of I saw Dexter on What a Cartoon way before, and a bunch of them, and Johnny Bravo, but I don't think I saw this before, but I mean it's possible, I guess. But it's literally, the plot of this pilot is it's about Cow and Chicken, and the devil takes Chicken to the underworld or hell because he gets him to smoke cigarettes. Can you imagine? And then the devil, like, for a little it walks on his butt. Like, it's just like, what is this show? Like, and it's so weird. And earlier in that cartoon, Chicken even goes like, I don't smoke cigarettes. Because Cow says that too. It's just like so many things. And like there's thing later where Cow refills the milk carton and Chicken's like, that's disgusting. I don't want to drink your milk. And Cow's like, oh, I just refill this milk all the time. I've been doing it for years. And it's like, that's such a weird sort of gross joke. But it's like, rewatching this was a flood of memories of being like 13 or however old I was in 97. You can figure it out if you were 13 or 14. And going like, this is insane that this is airing. And I thought it would get like pulled and stuff. And it still sort of feels that way, which is sort of remarkable. I think one of the things about this pilot is it feels random and strange and out there, while also feeling like a show that understands its own weird random logic. I like in this the kind of rough design of the whole thing, and I do really like the idea of like a cow and a chicken that are brother and sister. Why? And the show's just like, I don't know, and you just sort of go with it. You realize there's like no reason or order for this show to exist or make sense, but it does. And the whole thing, I guess he's red guy in the show. I thought he was the devil. Anyway, this was a fun blast from the past. I think Cow and Chicken is an extremely talked about, underrated show. I really do. It was fun rewatching this. I do think it should be back on HBO Max, but it really felt like, it really just feels like how is this real? And I know David, the creator, was an animation director on Ren and Stimpy. It sort of reminded me of that, and the kind of, regardless of how, I know how we all feel about John Kay, but we should, but in the 90s there was like this feeling of like we had this amazing great cartoon and then it just sort of stopped, and it felt like Cow and Chicken in a little bit like took on that mantle in a certain regard. And I think like you get that potential through this pilot. It is a good cartoon pilot because it makes me go, yeah, I want to see more of that right now. Like, I want more of this, and how can this be a show? I want it to be a show. And I think that is one of the things, like, I wanted to watch more in Cow and Chicken. It reminded me of, like, when I saw the Adventure Time pilot. But to be honest, I think this is probably one of the better cartoon pilots I've seen of a cartoon. So I hope it's the 25th anniversary. I would like to see more of this. I would like to see more of a lot of Cow and Chicken. I think it'd be amazing. Just such a random, weird sorts of a cartoon. And this episode especially, like the whole smoking thing, and it does play, like, it doesn't promote smoking or anything. It is basically the devil telling you to smoke and that being a bad thing. So I'm guessing how they got to do the censors, but it's so, shows are so sanitized. I'm not being like woke culture and stuff, but like seriously, you wouldn't see a kid's show talk anything about smoking. Like, that's way too far now. And the fact that that's a main point of this, and they go back on that thing, it's just, I mean, clearly, like, Cow is saying that to Chicken because Chicken does sort of want to smoke, and that's like the point. But it does feel like it goes counterintuitive, and then playing in the yard and everything. It is just such a visual feast of random 90s assortment that I really like. So I would really recommend watching just the pilot of this. Cow and Chicken is kind of a definite underrated classic, and this pilot definitely proves it and reminds me why I got so into it as a kid, because I really did feel like I couldn't believe what this thing was. It has that kind of crazed animator who loves animation kind of energy that like kind of Ren and Stimpy radiated, and we'd see even in SpongeBob later. It's kind of like this weird offshoot that almost feels like shouldn't exist and maybe is forgotten about, but I think its glory in all of it is so there. It's kind of hard to deny that this is a really great cartoon.